Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how you can use your PS4 controller to play Super Nintendo games using the emulator snes9x. First off, you're going to make sure your controller is not plugged into the computer. If it is, please unplug it now. After you've done so, go to Google Chrome and search DS4 Windows. The first link should say DS4 Windows by J2Kings. If it's not, try to find that link. Once you have, click it. You'll be redirected to this page, and once you are, click Download Now. You will then be redirected to this page showing all the releases. The latest release should be the first one, and it should say latest release beside it in the green. Now under where it says download, you're going to see three options: ds4windows.zip and then two other ones saying source code. You're going to want to download the zip file, so click that. Once it's downloaded, open it. I'm just going to minimize the browser. I'm going to drag this over to the side just so we have more space on the screen. What I like to do is I like to have it in its own folder. So I'm going to create a new folder, call it ds4windows. I'm going to go inside that folder. I'm going to go back into the archive, select both of the applications, and drag them into the newly created folder. Once they have both successfully copied over, we can safely close the archive. Now what we're going to want to do is open up the ds4windows.exe, which it may not say .exe for you if you don't have file extensions enabled to be shown. If this is your first time running it, so you'll be prompted with this dialog, and it is going to ask you where you want to have the settings saved to. The two options will be program folder and app data. The program folder is the folder that I have just created, and if you don't know what app data is, don't choose it. Choose program folder. If you have UAC enabled on your computer, you will probably be prompted with a window asking if you are sure you want to run this application. Click yes on it. After doing so, you'll be prompted with these two windows. If you don't get this window right here, you probably have already run this application, but if you want to get this window back, just go to Settings and click Controller/Driver Setup. Once we have this window open, I'm just going to minimize the folder. We're going to want to follow the steps. The first step is install the DS4 driver. Click that. You'll be prompted with this window next, asking you if you want to install this device software. Click Install, and the installation will be complete. So now you can safely plug in your PS4 controller, which I'm about to do right now. And if we go to Controllers, you will notice that there is nothing listed. Even though there is nothing listed, we can still safely click Finish. What we're going to want to do next, making sure that the PS4 controller is still plugged in, we're going to close the application. Then we're going to reopen it. And there's the controller right there. Now what I'm going to do is open up the emulator. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to drag this to the side. Bring this over here. I'm going to go to Inputs and Input Configuration and use this as a reference. Next, we're going to want to click Edit, create a new profile, and it's called SNES. And so we're going to click X. As you can see, X is in the bottom, and so is B. So we're going to want to map it to do what B does. And B is not B on the keyboard. In this case, B right here is mapped to C, so we're going to select C. Now for circle, circle is for A, and A is for V. Triangle is for X, and X is mapped to D. Square is Y, and Y is mapped to X. Now to map the directional pad, it's very simple. Up is for up, down is for down, right is right, and left is left. Now for the bumpers, our left and rights, as you can see right here, LR, you can either use the triggers or the bumpers. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the bumpers. So for the right bumper, I'm going to map it to R. And R is mapped to S, so we're going to select S on the keyboard. Now for left, left is mapped to A, so I'm going to select A. Now we only have two more, which is the select and start buttons. Now on the PS4 controller, it says share and options. We're going to map share to select. In this case, select is enter. In option, I'm going to map it to do what start does, and start is space. Now that we have done that, we can click Save Profile. We can now close this by clicking OK or Cancel. You can notice the controller is still here. If you want to, you can change the color of it. Use any color that you want. Being sure that you have the profile that you just created selected, you can now go into your emulator and play any game you want. I'm just going to load my recent game, Super Metroid. And the navigation that I'm doing right now is just with the controller. I did not use the keyboard at all. So as you can tell, it was that simple. If you have any other questions or comments or requests, please post them in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to help you. Thanks for watching.